got a good voice.
Thank you. And on that note,
we should probably choose a song for our duet since we only have a week. And I hear we need to bring our A game.
All I've got is A Game Idaho.
In honor of the Broadway movie coming out this weekend, the two main leads both had ties to Wicked, so we had to discuss A Carol for Two. So as I was watching this movie, I kind of did a little research, and I discovered that both of the main leads in this movie have ties to Wicked. The male lead is actually Fiyero, currently on Wicked on Broadway. So if you're ever in New York, you can go see him perform live. And the female lead in this movie, she used to play Glinda back in the day on Broadway on Wicked. So I was kind of excited. I thought that was really cool because I'm thoroughly excited about the Wicked movie coming out this weekend. So stoked. So let's do the holiday drum roll. I have to give this movie Snow or a 3. First off, I really like the concept because this movie was pretty much Hallmark's first musical, and it used Broadway actors and actresses, and just the singing in this movie was really, really good. I was actually very nervous going into this, kind of knowing that it was going to be a lot more songs and everything, because usually when you hear Hallmark, when you hear singing in Hallmark movies, it's not very good, and it's so bad. But in this movie, they got the professionals, and they did their thing, and I loved the guy's voice, the guy Alex. Oh, his singing voice, amazing. So I definitely understand how he is on Broadway right now playing Fiyero. What I did not like about this movie is I could not give this movie higher than Snow because there was a character in this movie, the cousin of Alex. His name is Brad. He was the absolute worst person. Oh my goodness. I could not stand him in this movie. And he drove me crazy. He was annoying. He was selfish. He was a terrible watch. And I did not like him at all in this movie. And he kind of had a prominent part in the movie. So he kept on popping up. So he was on the screen too much for me. And I was like, you need to go away, Brad. I'm over you. And so basically, Brad and Alex were kind of doing a reverse Cyrano. So basically, Alex would tell him stuff to do for Violet, which is a female lead. And it was just kind of that whole situation. And it was just, they were lying. It was just too much going on. And I could not stand Brad at all in this movie. So it had to get a 3 because his character was the worst. Also, in this movie, it was very obvious that Alex and Violet were feeling each other halfway through. Violet is still going out with Brad and thinking that, oh my goodness, well, when he comes up with ideas, it's so magical. But then when we're together, he doesn't seem like the same person. And it was very obvious that they were falling for each other. I did like their chemistry. I liked their singing voices as well. I think they did really good. But the character Brad, he made this movie difficult for me. So that's really, yeah. I did like all the singing because that's something different. And I really, really enjoyed the last song that they had in the movie. It was really pretty. I thought it had a really good message, and it was kind of like a Christmas romance song. And this is also one of the new movies that came out this year in 2024 for the countdown of Christmas. But yeah, I enjoyed it. If you don't like musicals, you won't like this movie because there are a lot of songs in it. And I know some people just don't like musicals. They're just not here for all the songs. So if you are not a big musical fan, I would skip it. But it's an okay watch. The songs I thought were definitely cool. And I thought it was cool too how so many people in the movie just had ties to Broadway. Because not just the main leads, but some of the side characters too also had ties. So it's kind of like a Broadway movie, which is kind of cool because they're getting to move on to movies and kind of show the world more than just a Broadway play. Yeah, I give this movie Snow or a 3. It was a watch, but yeah, the character Brad for me, he really brought it down because I just could not with him. As a movie, he started off fine, and then just as he kept on going in the movie, I just could not. Every time he appeared on my screen, I wanted to turn the movie off and be like, I'm over Brad. I can't with Brad anymore.
This has been another episode of Real Talk with Noelle.